Hey everybody, I hit partner on Twitch the other day and it's been pretty awesome, and to celebrate I decided to do a live stream of me doing a bunch of tier lists. So here are the highlights of that live stream. Also, I won't be streaming for the next 2 weeks because I will be out of town for my honeymoon. Yes, I got married. I know, it's crazy. But yeah, here we go, tier lists. Okay, boys and girls, we got ourselves the ultimate starter tier list from all the starters from every single generation. Let me just zoom in a little bit because there's not so many of them. Okay, so right here, right off the bat. Okay, guys, this is actually a pretty important tier list. Each one of these guys has an iconic place in somebody's childhood. Like in my childhood, I had both. I grew up with the red and blue and yellow version, and in fact, where's Pikachu at? Pikachu's technically a starter. Yeah, it's strange that they don't have Pikachu here. Pikachu would be in like B tier, but yeah, let's start sorting these bad boys, shall we? So let's start with this little guy. He was from the most recent generation, the one that hasn't even come out yet, right? So we have no idea what he evolves into, and so for that reason alone, like from what just based off of what he looks like, he's adorable. He's like a C though. Like I don't know what he is yet. Actually, he's more B. I think he's a little more unique looking. He's like a monkey and stuff. Big fan of what he is, what he represents. So he's in the B tier right now. This Jolly Wally rabbit guy. I don't know. They haven't really done rabbits justice. Like the only rabbit other character is like that one that people are really creepy about. What's her name? But this bunny, maybe if they do a good job with this bunny, I could see it being like a winner. So if that's the case, I'm gonna go with the C for now though. Okay, this guy's stupid face it's A tier, like on the spot. Like this guy, I have a feeling they always do this thing where they have like a stupid looking starter that like looks like a goofball, but he's gonna evolve into like probably the greatest one. So for that alone, A tier as hell, man. A tier. Okay, this pig, I absolutely do not like Embor, and I don't even think this is a good design. It's just a pig. Like it's so lazy, it hurts my soul. This generation in general is like the weakest starter lines. So this guy, you're E tier. I'm so sorry, bud. Okay, Cyndaquil is adorable, right? Cyndaquil is amazing, but I also think that Cyndaquil evolves into Typhlosion, and Typhlosion is kind of a weak look. Like it's a lackluster design. Like he doesn't change much from his beginning to the end. So he's like more of a B tier for me. Cyndaquil, I love him. He's adorable, but it's just I know what he becomes, and it makes me like not really enjoy him half as much. So for that, B tier, Cyndaquil. Squirtle, the OG. Blastoise is the bomb. Squirtle with the sunglasses would be S tier, but since he doesn't have sunglasses, A+. He got the A+ tier. Pretty straightforward, man. Little boy Piplup over here. Now, I love Empoleon, and I love me penguins. Penguins are my favorite, hands down my favorite animal in general. However, Piplup doesn't really look like a penguin. It looks more just like a little bird, and he gets bonus brownie points because I know he evolves into Empoleon, which is one of the greatest typings ever, which is water and steels. So for that alone, you're an A+ tier Piplup, but you're not S tier. You're so close. You could have been S tier. If you just saw this frog by itself, you would think it's gonna have like a bunch of bubbles, be its gimmick, like bubbles all over its body, and like it's honestly like for how cool and unique Greninja is, Froakie is just not that, dude. He's not that champ. So for that alone, Froakie, you're in the C tier. Mudkip is life. Mudkip is love. Mudkip is essentially my favorite starter from Gen 3 because I love Swampert. In fact, this is one of those cases where I think he's even more better before he evolves because Swampert kind of looks like meh, right? But then you got this boy Mudkip who's like the most adorable thing in the world. So Mudkip is our first S tier boy. Okay, straight off the bat, S tier right there. Mudkip. Okay, Totodile, man. Totodile, right there, A+ tier, without even a doubt. It's I don't even have to explain myself. It's Totodile, okay? The only thing that holds it back, in my opinion, is the fact that the second evolution, like Crocodile, dude, it always reminds me of Rick Ross. Big turn off for your boy. Snivy. Now Snivy, I really don't like Superior. I'm not a big fan of it, but this guy is look at that. He's of those Gen 5 starters, he got the most smug smirk on his face, and for that, he's a B tier. Like, look at that face. You can't even tell me you look at that face and you're not impressed. Oshawott straight up E tier. I hate Oshawott. I hate that entire series. I've never once picked Oshawott because I do not like Samurott. I do not like Oshawott. Oshawott, I'm sorry. You're adorable. You know what? Because you're a little adorable. D. But like, I hate your final evolution so much. Like, I've never seen any value in Samurott. So, once again, Gen 5. Weakest starters, hands down, dude. Weakest starters with Gen 5. Like, I can't even talk about it. Okay, Rowlet is just something beyond words can speak. Rowlet's amazing. Its evolutions are great. Its final evolution is incredible. Rowlet is one of the most recent S tier Pokemon, hands down, without a doubt. Rowlet is just so freaking adorable, dude. I can't even, words can't describe how happy I am that Rowlet exists at all. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Trico is one of those cases where it's like, it's so unfair because in his generation, all of the starters had like 2 typings, right? And Trico would have totally benefited from being grass something because I love his entire line, but it was just obviously the weaker of the 3. Like you had Blaziken and you had Swampert, and then you had completely blanking out on it. But the point is, Trico's bomb. Trico used to have like that little stick in his mouth, like he's like smoking a cigarette, which he shouldn't be doing. And because of that, he would have been A+ tier, but he's A tier. Don't be smoking, kids. Don't follow Trico's example. Okay. Okay, so you got this little adorable little guy. He's pretty cute, but he's kind of just like a seal. Like it wasn't too unique of a design or anything. So he's just pretty average. Pretty average. I don't even know his name, honestly. Like I didn't play Cinnabon too much. So okay, so Incineroar is one of the weirdest evolution lines because Sceptile. Thank you so much for reminding me. Sceptile. Okay, anyway, Incineroar is one of the weirdest evolution lines because, like, he's actually faster as a baby, which is so stupid. I wish Incineroar was faster. So I don't know. This doesn't really look like it would become Incineroar, and that's what I don't like about this. So you're a D tier. I'm so sorry. Charmander, guys. Everyone's, if you're either Team Squirtle, Team Charmander, or your Team Bulbasaur, but I was Team Charmander all the way. Charmander is the most iconic fire type starter of all time. It evolves into the most iconic starter of all time, Charizard. Besides Pikachu, Charizard is arguably one of the most iconic. So I can't deny I love Charizard. I love Charmeleon. I love the Charizard line. It's my opinion, but I just think he's dope. I think he's dope. I think his evolution is dope. He's a dope guy. S tier as hell. Now Torchic tortures me because I love Blaziken with a passion. Blaziken's one of my favorite starter Pokemon, but Torchic, man, you just don't bring that fire into my life. You're good, but you're not great. You're definitely a B tier. Now, Chikorita is my least favorite of Gen 2 because it becomes Meganium, and nobody likes Meganium. Nobody picks, like, Chikorita's cool, but, like, it also looks stupid and, like, oddly phallic. So, Chikorita, you're gonna get this D. Now, Bulbasaur, of course, iconic as hell. #1 Pokemon of all time, literally #1. But I'm not the biggest fan of Bulbasaur's evolution line. Ivysaur is actually really fun to play with on Smash, so that gives him a little more brownie points. So, he's between A and B. If there's a B+ tier, he'd be B+, but let's go A. I'm gonna go with A. Oh, Turtwig, man. I think Turtwig just gets no love. Turtwig gets no love. I'm putting him in A. But this is one of the weakest, by far the weakest design. Like, this guy has a hat. I hate Pokemon that have, like, clothes that look like they're wearing clothes. Because, like, it doesn't make sense. Because you can't be born with, like, it just looks stupid, in my opinion. So you're E tier. I'm so sorry. Yeah, Fennekin's kind of weak. But at least it looks cool and its design is consistent throughout. But if then you become a furry. So that's a big down. Now, last but not least, you got Chimchar. I love Infernape. Infernape's really fun to play with. However, I was never a fan of like the firefighting. I hated that so much. This is our Pokemon starter first form tier list maker. If you disagree with me, too bad. If you agree with me, thank you. I really appreciate it. Fast food, guys. We're doing this. Arby's literally gives me gas and depression. I'm sorry, Arby's, you're whack. I don't like Arby's. I've walked into 2 Arby's for their bathroom, and one time I got food there and I wanted to kill myself. Jack in the Box. Now, not the worst. Their marketing is great. Their food is all right. Like, their marketing is top tier, dude. We're talking like some of these commercials are iconic, but their food is so mediocre, with the exception of some of their like tacos, quote unquote. I say tacos in quotes. Jack is just really average, like painfully average. A&W, ugh. I mean, these are the places you stop, like when you're on like on the road to Mammoth. You're driving up to Big Bear. You're about to go snowboarding with the boys, and you just need some chips and stuff. But next to it is an A&W, and you're just like, do I want to eat here? And I'm like, nah, never. Auntie Anne's pretzels. Do you like pretzels? Because if you do, you're not gonna go to Auntie Anne's, man. It's Auntie Anne's not bad. It's like a C. It's just like I'm not even a Auntie Anne's guy. You know, I feel like you need to be an Auntie Anne's guy to really like it. You got the Boston Market. I've been there like once. It's not bad. Not great either. Just not bad. Burger King. Okay, whack. Who eats at Burger? Who in their right mind goes out of the way to eat Burger King? I'm waiting for it. It's garbage. Checkers. I've never been to. Oh no, I've been to it once. It's decent. It's not too bad, not too special. It wasn't memorable. Chick-fil-A. Now let's talk about this. This would be a controversial choice. Most people put it in the S tier. even the A tier. I don't think it's that great. It's good though. It's definitely above average. It's definitely not like the worst thing in the world. So I'm putting it in B tier, but I just personally don't think it's like as great as people are hyping it up to be. Now, I actually do like Chipotle. I think Chipotle is decent. It's a little overpriced, but when it comes to quote unquote Mexican food, like it's not Taco Bell bad. Like I know a lot of people love Taco Bell because the price is like stupid cheap, but I'm not here to buy like things that's gonna give me diarrhea. Chipotle gives you a decent thing, so I'm gonna give Chipotle a B tier. So it's not the greatest. I personally like it, but it's not the greatest. Now Cinnabon, if you like cinnamon rolls, I get you. I see where you're coming from, but I don't think it's like a necessity. It's not something like I'm like, oh, there has to be a Cinnabon in my area, or else I'm gonna freak out. I can live without Cinnabon, but it exists. Like you need a cinnamon roll desperately. It's a good place. I love walking by it at the malls because they usually give you a free sample, and that's like the only reason. Jimmy John's, they're good sandwiches, honestly. I'm not even mad about it. Yeah, they're good sandwiches. Nothing else to say about it. Okay, DQ. Oh, I have not had a good experience at DQ. I mean, you may love DQ for their shakes and stuff, but I'm not a shake guy. Like I'm not gonna go drive to a place just for a freaking shake. If I'm gonna get a shake, I'm also gonna get their food, and their food is weak, man. I'm talking like it's weak, man. That's all I gotta say. It's like it's just weak food. Dunkin' Donuts makes some of the best donuts. Even in New York, I was walking around and stuff. Like Dunkin' Donuts is great. It's good. It's good. Like it does the job. You go to Dunkin' Donuts for two things: coffee and donuts. And when you walk out, I walk out with a coffee and a donut, and I'm satisfied. It's not expensive. I'm happy. Same thing goes for. I would say the same thing goes for Krispy Kreme, but they don't even exist anymore, and their coffee's not as good. And honestly, like. I found a buddy of mine worked at Krispy Kreme and he told me like what they put in it and stuff, and it put me a little off to it. So actually you're going to C tier. I'm not what is the hell is this? I've never even heard of this. I've actually never heard of this. So for that I'm just gonna put C. I don't know what it is. Okay guys, let us talk about this. El Pollo Loco. Okay, I'm Latino, I'm Mexican, I'm of Mexican descent, so I take pride in my Mexican food, and if it's not from a truck, it's not real, but El Pollo Loco does its job. This is as close as you're gonna get to authentic Mexican food at a fast food restaurant. Like Chipotle, you get decent, delicious, like tasting food, but you're not gonna get authentic. Like you're not, like this is legitimately, it tries. Like Taco Bell, Del Taco, they don't try. This place, it tries. So El Pollo Loco, you're getting B tier. Proud of you. It's not the greatest Mexican food. If you want good Mexican food, go to a truck, go to like basically any sit down restaurant, go to like any of the mom and pop shops. But if you're desperately need like some Mexican food, like this is El Pollo Loco does the job. Okay, Five Guys, people always put it S and A tier and stuff. I don't think it belongs there. It's not bad. I like it. It's just like the price is a little higher than you'd want for a burger. It's not bad. It's delicious, but it's just the price is a little too high in my opinion for me. But yeah, like I do like it. Like I when it's there, like if it's the only option, I do like it. But it's not the greatest, not the worst. Like the burgers are bomb. I'm not a big fan of chili. People like that chili burger stuff. Carl's Jr. and Hardee's. We know it as Carl's Jr. out on the West Coast. If you're East Coast, it's Hardee's. Now it's just so mediocrely okay. Like I have nothing else to say about it. Now we gotta get the big boy. If you notice, I wear In-N-Out shirts all the damn time. I'm a big fan of In-N-Out. I don't care if my bias gets out of the way. Let's just talk about In-N-Out real quick. In and out. That's what a hamburger is all about. Do you understand what I'm talking about? So In-N-Out has something that no other of these restaurants have. It has a mixture of quality and price that's unbeatable. It's unbeatable. We're talking, I can get myself a burger, fries, and a shake under $10, even under $8. I think a burger, fry, and shake, that's like under $8. And it's the quality too. It's like, yeah, you can, I go to McDonald's, get myself like a double, like a shitty cheeseburger and the fries and whatever. No, In-N-Out is so good. Like the only thing that like people complain about sometimes is the fries. It's the reason why you're complaining about the fries is because they literally take a potato and they cut it up on the spot, there on the spot, and they fry it on the spot. So they're the most natural made fries on the spot. No other place, they're over here getting like frozen potatoes and putting it on a fryer. That's weak sauce. That's weak. This place actually tries. I love In-N-Out with a passion. I am all for In-N-Out, and I judge all my burgers based on In-N-Out. Let's move on. Jersey Mike's is an overpriced sub, but it's not bad, but it's a little overpriced. That's all I gotta say about it. Your C tier. KFC, controversial. I would put it F tier like everyone else, but I do think it has some merits. There are times where you just need to feed your fam. And like the best way to do that is just to get that get the Colonel's bucket. You got to get the Colonel's bucket. You got to feed your fam with some of that grilled and some of the fried chicken. It's don't get me wrong, it's greasy. The mashed potatoes don't taste like real potatoes, but there are times where you need it. There's times where you do need KFC's existence. Sorry about that. Long John Silver's, so mediocre. Like, actually, no, you're D tier. I just not a big fan of fish fry. Like, fish, don't get fish stuff at fast food restaurants, man. Okay, controversial opinion here. McDonald's, guys. McDonald's is not bad. McDonald's does one thing that saves it from all its stuff. Sorry, does two things correct. Okay, you don't go to McDonald's for a burger. Straight up, do not go to McDonald's for a burger. You're going to be going to McDonald's for two things: McNuggets and fries. And you'll be happy. You'll be a happy camper. I have McNuggets, some fries, and it's cheap. It costs me like nothing. It's dirt cheap. I feed myself, feed my fiance, feed her sister. Boom, we got a whole family been fed. The fries are iconic. No matter how much you hate McDonald's, those fries, whatever they put in it, if it's like lard, AIDS, whatever it is, those fries are stupid delicious. We're talking like top tier fries. I had a thing where there's like a McDonald's parked across the street from In-N-Out. I bought myself an In-N-Out burger, walked across the street, and got McDonald's fries. It was incredible. It was incredible, dude. And plus, you got all the sauces you can dip the McNuggets in. You got sweet and sour sauce, the barbecue sauce, the buffalo sauce. It's like you got this whole thing going for it. It's similar to Chick-fil-A in my opinion, but Chick-fil-A is closed on Sundays. Panda Express. It's probably, I think it's the only Chinese food on this list. It does its job. There are plenty of places that are just like it. Panda, it's a little on the pricier side. If it was cheaper, it would be B tier, but it's a C tier thing. It's like it's the definitive fast food Chinese restaurant. Okay, guys, Panera Bread. That's a D tier for me, man. The Panera Bread is overrated. Panera Bread is whack, man. It's who wants soup like that? Like, if you want soup, go to a sit down. How is Panera Bread even on this list? It's not fast. It's not fast food. It's not fast. Like, it takes for freaking ever. It takes forever to get the food, so it's not fast at all. Like, I don't know. I'm just baffled. I'm baffled. Panera Bread is like exists. Like, I don't even like, yeah, it's only good when you're sick. And when I'm desperately in the mood for clam chowder. Who's like, when are you desperately in the mood for clam chowder? Let's move on. Popeye. See where KFC is? Popeye is what KFC wants to be. Quiznos subs. I've heard so many horror stories of working at Quiznos and stuff, like how it's like impossible to be a franchisee. Now, I've only been there a couple times, and I don't get why people think Quiznos is better than Subway. They're both super meh. Quiznos is like the definition of meh. I don't get why people hype up like Quiznos and Subway. Let's move Subway right next to it. Subway's gross. Okay, Subway's gross, but hear me out. Everyone in the world knows exactly what they want at Subway. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everyone in the world knows what they want at Subway. It's like, you know that it, like, the meat looks fake. You know that it's like disgusting. Thank you so much for some Q4 for the Twitch Prime sub. You know that it's like not real meat. You know that it's not great. But everybody that you walk into a Subway, say like your mom takes you to Subway or something, you knew exactly what you want. I get myself a spicy Italian and get all this like stuff. You're like, it's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, you would love to hate it, but like when I eat it, I'm not unsatisfied. I get myself a side of hot Cheetos, and it's a good, call it a day. It's like, I'm not hating too much on it. It isn't Arby's. Raising Cane's is a pretty good place. Man, oh man, not only do they put the word fast into fast food, like they're fast, but it's delicious. I liked it a lot. It's a little on the pricier side. It would have been A tier if it wasn't so pricey, but it's good. I have no quarrels with Raising Cane. I think it's a pretty underrated chicken place. Like, there needs to be more of them. Sonic has dope drinks. Sonic has weak burgers, and that's basically it, dude. So because of that, Sonic is a D tier, man. Like, I don't go to places for their shakes and their drinks, and their commercials suck. Like, I hate Sonic commercials. Like, when I see a Sonic commercial, I'm just like this. Steak and Shake. Now, I don't consider Steak and Shake a fast food restaurant. It feels more like a sit down, and it takes forever. The one that I go to is in Burbank. It's like it takes so long, man. Like, for them to finally give me my order. Really good shakes. Burger's not too bad. It's a nice classic steak burger. You're B tier. You're solid B tier Steak and Shake. Taco Bell, F you. I dislike that people love Taco Bell so much because I feel like okay, the other day I looked at this report that people's favorite Mexican restaurant in the world was Taco Bell. Why? Have you not had real Mexican food? Have you not had a legit taco? I get offended that this place is gets so much love when it doesn't do anything right. It doesn't do Mexican food right. It doesn't do Mexican food justice. It's not like, I'm not saying it needs to be like Mexican food, but when I eat it, it's just like all it gives me is gas and diarrhea, and literally it's like disgusting. I don't understand how people love Taco Bell so much. I get why it's cheap, but that's a fake taco. Hard shell tacos aren't real tacos, and they're gross. Like, it's like all fake. It's all fried. It's all, the meat. It's like that stuff you find on your spaghetti. Like, that's not carne asada. That's not chicken. Like, I'm F tier. Let's talk about Wendy's real quick. Wendy's is actually, they've earned the right to be A tier for one reason, for a couple reasons. Their burger's pretty good. I enjoy the burger. I don't go there too often, but when I do, it's like, it's a decent burger. But man, oh man, oh man, oh man, that marketing is crazy, dude. Wendy's Twitter game makes every other fast food restaurant look like a joke, and they do such a good job doing it, man. And I also think that their fries are delicious, the burgers are good, the price is good. The service I've gotten every time at Wendy's, just like a McDonald's, not too bad, but like, God, I love Wendy's. I love Wendy's on two levels. It's the same reason why Jack in the Box isn't D tier. Jack in the Box is C tier because their marketing was so good. Is this Wetzel's? I think it's Wetzel's Pretzels. I don't want to put it in C tier, but it's where it belongs. Like, who craves pretzels like that? Like, I only see Wetzel's Pretzels in the mall. Like, they're not actual places. It's like, how do you even make money only selling pretzels and pretzel themed things? That's like if I made a restaurant and all I do is sell belts. It's like, yeah, we need belts in our lives, but like, ain't nobody need belts every day. Like, how are you gonna make a living? You need to sell pants, you need to sell shirts. You can't just sell belts. But I'm kidding. Okay, so I've never been to Whataburger. This is a regional food, and I've been all over the place, but I've never been to a place that had a Whataburger. But I will be going in August to Texas and trying Whataburger. But I've never actually been, so I'm not gonna order it. White Castle is also a regional thing, but I've had the honor of actually being able to be there, and it was the most overrated thing I ever had. What do you guys think? Okay, I'm gonna rank all the Marvel movies, including Endgame. Let's do it in order of when they came out. So Iron Man, you are the granddaddy of them all. You're not the best, you're good though. Iron Man was such a fun experience. Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. is iconic. Robert Downey Jr.'s entire career came back. He was literally on drugs, was in rehab, had so many issues, and they still long shot casted Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. And look at what happened. 22 movies later, we have this epic, amazing, incredible movie, man. And you can't deny the fact that Marvel started, this all started because of how well of a portrayal Robert Downey Jr. did. Yeah, Iron Man was great. Flip side, the next movie that came out was The Incredible Hulk. And this Incredible Hulk starred Edward Norton. And this Incredible Hulk starred Edward Norton, and it was dumb. It wasn't good at all. I don't want to rewatch it. Even the thought of rewatching it would be frustrating. So I'm not gonna do that. Oh my god, it sucks. It sucks so much. It doesn't suck. Okay, I'm exaggerating it. It's just super meh. Okay. The Avengers, the first Avengers, is likable. I don't think it's honestly too rewatchable in retrospect. It's it's one of those things where you watch it once and you're like, cool, that was nice. And I've watched it, I think, a couple times, but in retrospect, compared to other movies that are on this list, it definitely is. It's good. It's definitely above average. It's likable for sure, but it's not like my favorite. I'm gonna rename these actually, because I don't like best, good. I'm gonna put best. I'm gonna make this one great. I'm gonna make this one yellow. I'm gonna make this good. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll make this one green and make this one say okay, meh, bad. Okay, that's much better. So that actually makes more sense to me. I don't like the way that the tier list looked before. Okay, so I think it's good. I think Avengers is good. I don't think it's one of the greatest, and I don't think it's the best. But it's good. It definitely, I think it's funny because, had you asked me this a couple years ago, I would say it's, one of the best. But man, oh man, oh man, Infinity War, and when we get there, we'll talk about it in a second. They blow it out. They make it look like baby stuff. Captain America, the original, the first Avenger, is okay. It's cute. It's a good origin story. It does the job correctly. It really does introduce Captain America pretty well. Chris Evans steals the show. He's phenomenal. Even with that creepy CGI of him being really thin and gangly and looks gross, I can move past that because the overall story is nice. Red Skull is kind of over the top, crazy Nazi whatever. It's funny because the other Captain America movies are so much better than this one, but I'm glad it's a good starting point. It can only go up from there. It's just an okay movie. Nothing bad, not too bad, not too great. Just okay. Okay. I think we lost the order of things. I just think I just randomly pick stuff. I'm gonna go back in order. Iron Man 2's bad. Like, it's so sad considering that like Iron Man 1 did so much. Iron Man 2's cool in that like you need to watch it. It introduces Nick Fury, introduces the Black Widow. You get a little more just like backstory of Iron Man, but then it also introduces something I don't like about a lot of these movies. Is just like it gets a little over the top with their technologies and stuff. Like it's like it borderlines on fantasy at some points. Like the man creates an element in his garage. Like that's just so stupid. But that's a bit beyond the point. The only redeemable quality of this bad movie, Iron Man 2, the only redeemable quality of Iron Man 2 is the fact Justin Hammer is portrayed by Sam Rockwell, and he does such a funny job doing stuff. So the next one in order would have been Thor. So I kind of just skipped to Avengers for no reason. That was my bad. Thor is meh. Thor is not good. Thor is not bad. It's not even okay. I don't want to rewatch it. It also introduces the most annoying character in the MCU, with the scientist girl with Natalie Portman, the girl from Two Broke Girls, and like the old guy. Those characters suck. Like whoever wrote those characters, you suck. Phase 2 at Iron Man 3. I've only seen it once, and it was good. Iron Man 3 was good. It's underrated, honestly. I feel like people don't give it enough of a chance. Yeah, it's stupid because at the end, he's like, I'm done being Iron Man. And then right after Avengers 2 comes out and he's back to being Iron Man. So it's kind of like a meaningless movie. Phase 2, we also had Guardians of the Galaxy come out. Guardians of the Galaxy, guys, it's not even an unpopular opinion to say it's probably one of the best Marvel movies of all time. In fact, I'm not going to put it in best. I'm going to put it in great. Let me explain why. This movie is fantastic. It introduces probably some of the most fun characters of all time. I would have put it in best. But the villain in this movie is so subpar. It's Ronan the Conqueror. The villain's pretty bad in Guardians of the Galaxy. Besides that, though, the characters are great. The movie's great. I've watched it like 8 times. I watched it 4 times in theater. It has some of the best soundtrack. I'm not going to sing any of it because I don't want to get copyrighted when I upload this on YouTube. But yeah, everything about this is that movie is great. Winter Soldier makes Captain America so much cooler, man. Captain America in the first movie was so like goody two shoes and stuff, but it gives you this like espionage, this spy thriller, this whole like underlying scheme in the background. But yeah, like I really liked Captain America Winter Soldier. I loved the big twist reveal that Bucky Barnes was the Winter Soldier and stuff, that he didn't die in the first movie. Nobody dies in in Marvel movies. There are no stakes and stuff, but like it's fine. It makes Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow a lot cooler as well. It makes Nick Fury even cooler. Overall, introduces the Falcon, which kind of a meh character for me, but I know a lot of people like him. Oh man, this movie is bad. Okay, I'm gonna make a worst tier. If there was a worst tier, like the worst movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it has to go to Thor: The Dark World. It is by far the only Marvel movie that I walked out of upset. I was upset. It was just not a fun time for me. It was it had the annoying girl that I brought up before in the original Thor movie. Thank God she doesn't exist in any of the later movies. But Thor: The Dark World sucked so much, man. It was so bad. The villain was like bad. The plot was stupid. Loki doesn't die, of course. Like, it's all these stupid things going on. The Warriors 3, whatever, they're useless. The most forgettable movie of all time. But if you did watch it, it's also the most disappointing movie. Thor, this is the reason why people thought Thor sucked. For the longest, people thought Thor was the lamest Avenger, hands down, because of this movie, because of Thor: The Dark World, right? Because of this stupid Thor: The Dark World movie. But now he's cool. We finally move on to Avengers Age of Ultron, which is okay. It has a lot of really cool moments. Like, there's that entire part where they're at the party and they're trying to lift the Mjolnir, the Thor's hammer and stuff, and they can't do it, and then like Captain America budges it a little bit, which is a little bit of a foreshadowing of what I'm going to talk about next. However, Ultron's plan is stupid. Ultron in general is kind of annoying. Tony Stark kind of annoying as well. Like, the conflict felt really forced and stuff. Like, it's just something that was completely avoidable in its own way. And then, of course, it just ends with this really big fight scene of just like these super easy to disposable things. Like, there really aren't any stakes. The only person that dies is a character that's also introduced right in the beginning, Quicksilver, and that was kind of like, okay. Doctor Strange is, to me, an okay movie. It's a trip. Don't get me wrong. There are scenes that are like, it's a trip, and I actually do like the final boss scene is like not just like a big like, oh, let's beat each other up kind of scene. It's like a thought thing where it's like, oh, let's just Dormammu, I've come to bar. Dormammu, I've come to bar. It's just, he just gets annoyed to the point where he's like, I'm done. I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm not gonna attack. I'll leave, because he's just so annoyed at Doctor Strange. That's hilarious. I think that's a cool plot device. But overall, the movie is just it's your classic, like, it copies a lot from the original Iron Man. And for that, it makes it kind of like so just okay. It's not bad. I like Doctor Strange. I think Doctor Strange is even better in later movies, but in this movie, he's like an arrogant asshole, turns into kind of a cooler guy, but you don't really see how much cooler he is until later. And I think I'm actually more excited for his sequel than I thought I would be because of Infinity War and stuff. Then we got Ant-Man. Ant-Man's meh. I don't know why Ant-Man deserved a movie and a second movie. Spider-Man Homecoming. I loved it. I loved Spider-Man Homecoming so much. Spider-Man Homecoming was so fun, but I should have done him later, because I forgot to include. He gets introduced right after Civil War. Civil War is great. Civil War is a great movie. I do think it's also, there are no stakes. Like, they're fighting each other, but like no one's gonna die and stuff. Like, oh yeah, Rhodey breaks his spine, bro. He ends up walking anyway. It literally has like, it's like if I lost my arm, that would normally be like, oh, he lost his arm, and then they just give me a robotic arm. I'd rather have a robotic arm. I don't know. The point is, there's no stakes. Civil War is a good movie, though. I super duper enjoyed it. It also introduced Black Panther, and he's dope. Civil War is what Age of Ultron wanted to be. This is a true Avengers movie. Like, so even though it's a Captain America movie, it's really an Avengers movie. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. This is a controversial pick. It is the best movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. One of the best. There's others that will fit up there. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 has so much heart. If you like Guardians of the Galaxy 1, like, I loved Guardians of the Galaxy 1. This just adds so much more to it. It is so much fun, and you just have so much feels. Like, it's such a good movie on its own. Like, even though it's part of this cinematic universe, it just has its own world that it deals with. It stays very much self-contained, and I love it. The villain, I mean, not even, that's the best part. I don't even want to. This is a movie I don't even want to spoil, but like, the villain is actually super dynamic. And he actually has a bigger, like, a direct connection with the main character and stuff. It's basically, yeah, you can boil it down to something as simple as just like daddy issues, the movie. But I love the growth. Yondu literally steals the show. Who would have thought Yondu of all people would steal the show? Yeah, it just has so much heart. For me, like, I personally just found it to be the most compelling and most, like, well-made Marvel movie. Baby Groot also is so adorable and stuff. Next we got Thor Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok would be best, but I hate Hela. Like, Hela, the villain, is so weak, but Thor Ragnarok is so great. If you look at my tier list, Thor's like bottom tier, right? Thor's like meh and bad, but then he goes all the way up to great. He gets bumped up. Taika Waititi comes in through to completely takes over and makes Thor into one of the most iconic, greatest characters in Marvel, dude. And it just, who would have thought of all characters, Thor was going to be great, dude. Korg is hilarious. The side characters are also funny. The Grandmaster, Hulk being there was like the dynamic between Thor and Hulk is so cool. It's just so witty. Loki finally has like a redemption arc. Finally, thank God, because I was so tired of Loki being like, I'm good. Just kidding. Stab, stab. I'm bad. Just kidding. I'm good. Just kidding. Stab, stab. I'm bad. I'm like, just make up your damn mind, please. Make up your damn mind. Are you bad or are you good? Finally, he has redeemable qualities, and he's finally just like, it's finally like established what side he's on. It took so damn long. And I love that about that, and I think it really closed Loki's storyline very well. Yeah, it made me happy and stuff. Black Panther was good. I don't think it's great, and I don't think it's the best. Black Panther is good though. I don't think it's bad. Some people like hate on it, like hardcore. Like, the villain is incredible. Killmonger, Michael B. Jordan's Killmonger is compelling, and it's just like, I loved how they went into depth of his story, to the point where like I enjoyed Killmonger more than T'Challa. I very much enjoyed that. I love that we didn't focus on Claw too much, because he was just kind of weird. They had a lot of bad jokes. They had a "what are those" jokes and a SoundCloud reference. It was just annoying. They were like kind of pandery, but I really enjoyed Black Panther, but I don't think it's one of the greatest or the best movie in the cinematic universe. On a completely side note, Captain Marvel was meh. Actually, I'm gonna put it on okay, because I really like the Skrulls and Nick Fury. They really helped elevate it a lot, because it had a really cool, compelling story for me. Ant-Man and the Wasp, meh. It literally exists to explain Pym particles, and that's it. Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, let's talk about them. From here on out, it's gonna be some spoilers. Get over it. Infinity War is so good. It's so good. For the first time, there are stakes. Well, not the first time, because Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Yondu, okay. For the first time ever, there are stakes. Right off the bat, your boy Loki dies. Right off the bat, Heimdall, my boy Idris Elba dies. You got a compelling villain who is really the main character. Thanos is 100% the main character in Infinity War. It's incredible. And he's just such a compelling character. Like, he's not great. Don't get me wrong. What he's saying is crazy. What he's doing is stupid. What he's doing is wrong. But what he believes he's right. He believes he's the hero. Everyone in their own story believes that they're the hero. And that's just the reality of it, right? I just found the movie to be so good. Had the right amount of action. I got giddy with joy when Captain America shows up to save Vision. I got so excited when Thor comes down and goes like, "Bring me Thanos!" Like, that kind of stuff was just like crazy stuff to see on screen. To see the Guardians of the Galaxy meet Thor, and to see them like, to see Groot be like, "I am Groot," and he's like, "I am Steve Rogers." Like, just these different interactions with characters you never thought would see each other was so baffling and so cool and so awesome. It's stuff that you don't think would ever happen, and it happened. Infinity War was so amazing, and at the end, boom, half the people are gone and stuff. My body was not ready for that, man. My body was not ready for that. And then Endgame comes out. Everyone had their own predictions. For a whole year, we're just like, what's gonna happen? Are they gonna grab the gauntlet and snap them all back, or is it gonna be like take place right after it? Not only do they okay, guys, already big spoilers. If you haven't seen Endgame, sorry. If you have, okay, I'm just gonna type in the chat. Spoilers. Right off the bat, they kill Thanos. What the heck? They killed Thanos, and you're just like, it's been 5 minutes. What's going on? And then it goes 5 years later. What the heck is going on? Like, the whole time it's a thrill ride. I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. You don't know what's like, and then it becomes this incredible time travel heist movie. What? Who would have thought it'd be a time travel movie? And obviously that leads to like plot holes and shit. Like, people are gonna complain about plot holes no matter what. I don't care about the plot holes. For this, like, it felt cool that it did this. And don't get me wrong, like, in the beginning was slow, in the middle was kind of wonky, and kind of like they made jokes too much when it should have been a little more serious. You're trying to save half the world, but like, you shouldn't be making jokes. Like, there are funny jokes, don't get me wrong, going like, that's America's ass. It was cool seeing like Captain America fight young Captain America, the one that didn't know that the Hydra's like infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D. and was like super innocent and uncorrupted yet. And like, I literally teared up. First I teared up, like, because I'm a big fan, as you can tell by the fact that I'm doing a tier list. I like teared up when I saw like when Hulk snapped everything back, and then they all came back. Doctor Strange comes out, and every single Marvel character in the entire universe, I like was tearing up. And now, biggest spoiler of all time, the ending. Big spoiler: when Iron Man passed away, when he died, saving the entire world. He's just like, "I'm inevitable." And he's like, "Well, bitch, I'm Iron Man." That hurt, man. That like hurt me, because like I grew up with this. Like, you know, I'm 23 years old, and this started when I was like 13. So like, I started at the ripe age of when I was like really young, and I was like the right age to really enjoy it. And it really got to me, man. Like, I think this is just a culmination of just so much that I really enjoyed. And it's like, look at this, man. I grew up with it. I'm a grown ass man. I'm about to get married. And that put tears in my eyes, because it's just something. It's not even like the act itself. It's just the fact that, you know, like, this is it for him, but he ended on such a good note. I'm like crying thinking about it. I'm like, oh man, I cried like a little baby boy. That's my tier list. I think I think it's a pretty solid tier list. But if you guys disagree, let me know. I'm gonna upload all this